Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to take you guys along as I do a light cleaning and disinfecting in both of my boys' bedrooms. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, tonight while I clean, we're going to have a little soul to soul. And I'm going to share a story with you guys. It's more of like what do you call them? A metaphor. Like the story is metaphoric. I think that's how you describe it. But I think it's crazy when a single mom builds a life that is where she has financial freedom, where she has acquired anything or accomplished any major goals. The world cheers, like, oh, I'm so proud of you. You should be so proud of yourself. You taught your kids XYZ. They praise you. And I think that's a beautiful thing. But the thing that we never talk about, we're going to talk about tonight. And this is what being a single mother or a single parent feels like to me. It feels like you're on a bus, and as soon as you get on the bus, you have to decide, are you going to be the driver or are you going to be the attendee? And on the bus is everything that mattered to you. Your kids, your dreams, all the hopes that you have for yourself, they're all on the bus. But you have to decide if you're going to be in the driver's seat, making sure that you guys get to the destination. And your destination could be financial freedom, debt freedom, a new home, just a life of leisure where you can actually spend time with your kids and not have to worry about money. Whatever the destination is, you have to decide, are you going to drive your family there or are you going to be attending to them at the back of the bus? And the downfall of single parenthood is whatever position you take, you have to bear the consequences of. And I'm struggling. I have been struggling a little bit with that reality. Because if you choose to be the driver, you are 100% of the time going to hit the target. You're going to get your family safely to the destination if you're the driver. If you say, I want to have a house, I want to help be able to send my kids to college, I want to help them get their first car, I want us to not have to worry about money. If that is your dream for you and your family and you're in the driver's seat, you are 100% of the time going to accomplish all those things because you're the person behind the wheel. But if you choose to be the attendee, you get to take your kids to school, to pick your kids up from school. You get to be there for every single moment that your kids have. You miss no time with the kids. The downfall is that somebody else is driving the bus. And oftentimes as single moms, that's government housing, food stamps, or some level of government assistance. That's a man, or a man who doesn't have any soul connection to the child or the items that you value at the back of the bus. They're just there for you. And the attendee position for me has always been a strong no. I will never entrust someone else to care for my kids. I will never entrust a program or the government to care for my kids. I have to be the person driving. I felt that in my soul strongly. So in getting on the bus, that was my decision. And I felt confident in that decision. But what I never accounted for is that if you choose the driver's seat, yes, everybody gets safely to the destination, but someone else takes your child to school. Someone else picked your child up from school. And after you've worked 8 to 10 hours a day, you come home, you pick your child up, you come home. All you have time to do is hear about their day while you're cooking dinner, make sure they wash, read them a bedtime story, and then wake up in the morning, get them dressed, and drop them off to somebody. All the while, you tell yourself, the more I work, the faster we'll get to the destination. So you work your corporate job, you work a part-time job on the weekend, all because the quicker I get there, the faster I get to spend more time at the back of the bus with the people who I'm doing all this work for. So you drive longer hours, metaphorically, all in intention to getting to the destination as fast as you possibly can. And like I said at the beginning of the story, if you're the person driving, 100% of the time, you're going to get to the destination. But the thing no one tells you as a single mom is by the time you actually get there, the babies that you had when you made that decision to drive are now men. They don't need an attendee in the capacity that they did when you first took the wheel. They're now ready to step off the bus and start their own lives. And yes, you bought the home. Yes, you have financial freedom. Yes, you're in a better place you ever thought you would be in life. But the people you did it all for love you and need you as a mom. But the experience that you held in your heart, you can no longer have because you don't have babies anymore. No one talks about it. And all November, I've noticed that. I felt that in my heart, but I've noticed that. I've noticed that my oldest son's heart is yearning for the person who sat at the back of the bus. And even in my bus story, I'm more privileged than many other women. The person who served as the attendee on my bus while I was driving was my dad. A man who encouraged me, who told me, keep driving, you got this, you're going to do amazing things, I believe in you. Every time I felt like I couldn't keep driving, he encouraged me to keep driving. Along the way, even though he didn't use the metaphoric phase of the bus, his motivation let me know that I was supposed to be the person driving. I made the right choice. But my oldest heart is used to being cared for by him because my father is the person that picked him, took him to school in the morning, attended the field trips, got him in the evening, and he spent the vast majority of his time with until I got off of work. And I want so badly to fill the hole, and I can't. But trying to show it for him is highlighting my hurt and has made me feel like I made the wrong decision. That he needed me to spend more time at the back of the bus, but I needed us to get to the destination. And I drowned in that. Drowned in the loss of my dad, so I don't have that sounding board to make sense of this, parable or analogy that's stuck in my head. The hurt in knowing that my son's heart hurts and he doesn't want me to fix it. He wants my dad to fix it, and that can't happen. And it's been hard. But I've been thinking. I've been lost in that all in November, but I've had an epiphany. And the epiphany I had is when I was a kid and I was at the back of my dad's bus. My dad wasn't My dad was driving. So my dad didn't spend a lot of time when I was little at the back of the bus. He was working. My aunts watched us. We it was a different time, so we stayed home and watched each other. But I too felt alone, felt unseen, felt like I didn't have the relationship that I wanted with him, because he spent so much time just working and providing. But when it was time for me to get on my own bus and I had precious cargo at the back of my bus, my father had built a life in which he could allow his life in many ways to go on autopilot. He owned a business, and when I was little, my father did the work. By the time I started having kids, my dad had workers, and all he had to do was sell the job and get them ready for work in the morning. But he didn't do any of the physical labor, which is why he had the time with my kids. I thank God that I had my father to be the attendee on my bus. There is no greater person in the world that could have done that job. And he loved me and he loved my children more than anything. But even though my heart has regret that I wasn't able to be the attendee while my kids were little, I'm going to do exactly what my father did that I couldn't see all November, but I now see. I've built an amazing life. I've worked so hard. But the joy of it is when my sons start driving their own bus and they have precious cargo in the back, I can stop everything and be the attendee on their bus. I hope life serves them a different hand, in that they don't have to raise kids alone, that in the passenger seat, God gives them a God-fearing woman who knows how to encourage a man, and that God teaches my son how to encourage his wife, and he has a solid foundation with a woman. And I can just be the person in the back of the seat while they're encouraging each other and they're both driving and taking turns getting to the destination. I could watch the kids. When they need to take a break or a vacation so that they can stay connected, the kids can come to grandma. That I'm going to show up for my grandkids and for my kids in the next phase of life the way my father showed up for me. I love that God is so wonderful that he ensures that nothing's wasted. This year for me has been a journey of self-discovery. I've fallen in love with myself in a way that I never had. But also, I've learned, and this year has scratched me in ways I never imagined it would. But in all the uncomfortable places that it's taken me mentally, the hardship of November for me has helped me find my purpose. I'm telling you the bus story to say this. I started off feeling defeated, like I failed. I'd accomplished all the things I wanted to accomplish, but I don't get to bask in them on a day-to-day basis with both of my children, when that was my dream. But the beauty of it all is that I still have time. There's still breath in my body. There's still breath in their body. Kids still need a mom. And my father and I bonded in the second phase of life, when he had time to attend the back of the bus. And my relationship with my boys will strengthen during that time as well. Everything works out for your greater good, whether you see it or not. But I wanted us to have this genuine exchange. Social media gives you two versions of a single mom. Either she's an accomplished woman who's managed to buy a home and acquire some level of financial freedom, or she's a deeply impoverished woman struggling to take care of her kids. We address the financial and economic differences between the two, but we never assess the cost. You can't go back and change the past, but I want you to know whichever position you took, the back of the bus or in the driver's seat, that you can always pivot and change and understand that in the season you chose the choice that you chose, it was the best choice for your family. But if it's time for you to either hop in a driver's seat or let the wheel go a little bit, put it on auto drive, and you spend some time in the back of the bus, it's never too late. The thing about parenting that no one told me, but my father's action showed me, is you will win 100% of the battles you stand for. As long as you stay in it, as long as you show up for the child, the things that you feel you failed in, you can always correct. Stay encouraged, love yourself, learn from all the lessons that life is throwing your way. Understand that God loves you so much that nothing's wasted. You just have to take the time to figure out the meaning of it all. But bigger and better things are in store for all of us. I love you all. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.